Good evening and welcome to Ridgecrest Talk right here on KZGN, your local TV station. I'm Al Huey along with my partner, Robert Eierman. And our special guests tonight are Tex Hoppus and Mayor Peggy Breeden. Tex, glad to have you here.
Thanks
Peggy.
for coming in.
Thank you.
Hey, Bob.
Well, we got some exciting events coming our way this next couple of months. We were just talking about it off camera. And the first big event this month, going to happen next weekend. It starts, I believe. Well, it actually starts before the weekend. Is the 70th anniversary of the old USO building on Ridgecrest Boulevard, right?
Yes.
And we got some events scheduled during that time. You say it's October the 15th through the 18th, right?
Yes.
Can you explain to us a little bit what's planned?
Very quickly, well, we are celebrating the 70th anniversary of the USO Club opening, October 1945, and the building has served first as a USO Club, and then it became a county building for a few decades, and then it was a city building for a few decades. The last 10 years or so, the Historical Society of the Upper Mojave Desert has had the building. And so we're 70 years old. We have the first event on Thursday, the 15th, and that is a semi-formal dinner. The Five Dusters will be on stage providing background music reminiscent of the period when the building was opened as a USO club. $50 a ticket. The tickets are at our gift shop. Multi-course dinner being catered by Toscana. Then on the 16th, the morning of the 16th, starting at 10 o'clock, we will have a formal ceremony with all kinds of dignitaries, including the Honorable Peggy Breeden, Mayor of Ridgecrest, Navy leaders, Mick Gleason from the county. We have a national USO representative, the executive director of the USO club or district down in our district, etc. That ceremony will start at 10. It will have a reception afterwards in our newly opening Veterans Memorial Building. Liz Babcock, a renowned author and historian from this area, has just finished a book, and it will be on sale, and she'll be there to sign books. The historic USO, 70 years in the heart of Ridgecrest. It's a history of not only the building, but of the people and the community surrounding the building for the last 70 years.
Is it going to take place inside the building?
Inside the building.
Okay.
Inside the historic USO building. That evening is the Navy Ball. On Saturday, their National USO organization has come together and worked with the city of Ridgecrest. They are hosting a USO show, if you will, in Freedom Park. Warner Street will be closed off. Families will gather. The show will start about 2 p.m. and go until that evening.
Do the sprinklers go off at 2:15?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And on Sunday afternoon, about 2 p.m. at the historic USO building, we will start showing segments from the historic TV show Victory at Sea, telling the history of the Navy and what they did during World War II. That is the series in quick form of the events celebrating the...
Peggy, you mentioned that Warner Street's going to be closed off. Is that going to be both the north and south?
Yes.
Or will the people be able to enter Warner to get through to the city parking lot?
It is. It's going to be closed after the city park
Driveway.
After the city driveway, and then again after the city driveway at the south end of Warner, because there's going to be all sorts of food vendors on the street at that time.
Oh, okay.
And that is going to give us an opportunity, and so all of the public is invited to come. It is a free show. We are not going to allow any ice buckets in, or what do you call them?
Ice chest?
Ice chest. Maybe you ice bucket if you want water, but no food, outside food, because what we want our vendors who are coming to give us the best prices they possibly can for some pretty extraordinary food. And we are going to do that and let them make the money from the food and the drinks as we do at other venues around the area. And
So they could
have-
bring their lawn chairs and.
that
'cause
we're
normal-
asking that you bring your lawn chairs and a blanket if you want to sit on the ground. The city is not going to water at that time and will not have watered before that time, so you can sit on the ground
me
and
write
you
that
can
down.
enjoy it. You will do that. We'll make you sit in the puddle. Maybe
Yeah.
we can find a good dip there for you.
I'm always in the puddle anyway.
Okay. This is a golden opportunity for us to celebrate our history all week. I am so proud to be associated with the folks from the Historical USO and the Society. Say that in English, the Society. And I am very proud. They have done an amazing job bringing these people here, making it happen. When you think of how, in some cases, that building had been virtually abandoned, and now it is a place to be proud of.
Oh, absolutely.
It has if you go into their gift shop, you can see everything that you probably didn't even know you wanted and needed, and see that, oh, I wish I had that. Oh,
Yeah.
I can have that because
Yeah.
I can purchase it from this organization. And they're not making $1 zillion, they're benefiting from it.
Yeah, that's
and
one thing
their
I'll say
job.
for the USO events that are ongoing. If you haven't been there, you need to pop into some of their events. They have a couple, the open mic on the non-Flex Friday,
Right,
and then the movie night is on Wednesdays.
on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
The opposite Wednesdays, yes.
Yeah, okay. You need to pop in and get involved with these events and see what work that they've done there. Like Peggy said, at one point this was nothing more than a storage building. It was in sad shape. But anyway, we're going to talk more about the upcoming 70th anniversary of the old USO building right in the center of town, like Tex said, on Ridgecrest Boulevard. So join us after the break. We'll be back with more. Welcome back. Again, we're here with our guest, Mayor Peggy Breeden, and Mr. Tex Hoppus, who I failed to give full introduction on him. Tex is the president of the Historical Society of the Upper Mojave Desert. So I wanted to make sure that everybody understood his role in this whole thing with the 70th anniversary. Now, we have another person that needs to be mentioned here. She's been around and involved with all kinds of things having to do with the city. I first met her actually when I did some volunteer work down at the city at the information desk down there. So Peggy, I'll let you talk about her a little bit and her role in this event.
Kathy Armstrong, many of you may know her, but this woman, if you don't, is a dynamo. She can accomplish anything. There is no limits to anything she can do or tries to do, and it's amazing how she generated so much interest in restoring this decrepit building that was nothing more than a storage center for the last few years. And she spearheaded that effort and worked with and conjunction with the USO organization. It is the USO organization, is that correct, or do the local historical society?
It was the Historical Society,
Okay.
yes.
The Historical Society to bring in period furniture, to restore it to the time when it was the USO and used. And I've heard so many stories about what great fun it was there, and so we will be able to relive all these memories thanks to Kathy and the Historical Society who made all this happen. I am so proud to be associated in this real small way with everybody who's done all the work before me.
And we need to mention, you know, Kathy was the dynamo in getting the building restored, but so many of local contractors pitched in and helped and did the grunt work.
It was a full community effort. Kathy spearheaded the fundraising that was needed to pay for materials and some of the labor that went into the restoration of the building. Bill Nevins was another historical society leader that spearheaded the effort, and there were many others within the historical society itself, and many community volunteers, including contractors, came to the fore and either donated their time or, you know, gave a break to the society in all the many things that had to be done. The roof needed to be repaired and replaced in many cases. I won't go through all the things that had to be done, but it was a major effort that took a few years. And the Historical Society ended up getting some awards recognizing the value and the quality of the restoration of that building.
You know, we were talking about the last time you were here a while back about the USO National Organization didn't even know this building existed, right?
They did not know until we started last fall the planning and the efforts to get ready for this celebration. They were unaware that one of their treasures still existed.
Mhm.
It's one of the few in the nation, actually, that is in the standalone USO club, still in its, or back to its original configuration, its historic configuration. That's why they brought a USO show to Ridgecrest, because they were so excited when they learned that we were here. They wanted to be a part of the celebration.
Cool.
So this event on Saturday at Freedom Park, correct? It's going to be a USO show put on by the national, or is this the USO out of Los Angeles?
Well, it's part of the USO Incorporated organization, the national organization.
Okay, but they're
we
coming
are,
in from
we
Los
are a
Angeles?
part of the Bob Hope district out of LA. We're in that district, and the executive director from there will be here. He's coming to the dinner
Okay,
on Thursday evening, and he will be at the ceremony. In fact, he's our first dignified speaker
okay.
during the ceremony, recognizing that the building has a long history and it's not just USO, but it began as a USO club, so he'll kick us off with a few remarks about.
And do you know anything about the format of the show? Is it going to be like a Bob Hope USO show? Or
There is
updated?
a entertainment troupe sent out by USO, singing and dancing, etc. But leading up to that, there is a nationally known comedian that will be there, and starting off the show, there will be 3 different musical groups that will play for about 40-45 minutes each, with a short break in between. So there will be a lot of things to enjoy, to listen to laugh at. It'll be a great time. And I want to thank the city, by the way, for working with USO National so well and so hard to bring this. USO can bring some things out. They send their entertainment troupe, etc., and some other production value, but it takes somebody in the local community to help with the infrastructure and with the planning and the things that support that, and the city has really stepped forward. Thank you, Mayor.
I need to give credit, too, to the Ridgecrest Chamber of Commerce, who has donated the stage and many accoutrements that we need for that, as well as rounding up all the food vendors and getting them there so you all can enjoy the music, the luxury of sitting down and just relaxing and eating fine food.
And obviously, except for the food, everything is free.
Yes, the food and drinks. Everything else is free. The entertainment is free. And it's a good time to come out and just relax. I think you're going to be very surprised at what you see. But even more, I want you to participate the whole weekend because there's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Victory at Sea on Sunday, which I am so excited. I can't wait to see all those. So it's going to be an amazing weekend and rejoicing. So many of our young people do not know what our history is and how we participated in that. Some of us are older than I am. I don't know if anybody's older than 68, but whatever. Those people that were there saw what our history was. I want to be able to let our young people take pride in who we were and even more who they can become. And this is going to be a golden opportunity.
Let's talk about that right after our break.
Okay.
Some more, okay? And we'll be back, talk more about the 70th anniversary. It's going to be this coming next weekend, starting on Thursday, actually, and some other things. Join us after the break.
And welcome back to Ridgecrest Talk and to our final segment this evening. I'm Robert Eierman along with Al Huey, and this evening we have Mr. Tex Hoppus and Mayor Peggy Breeden, and we're discussing the USO 70th anniversary celebration, which starts next Thursday, the 15th, and continues on through Sunday. So, would anybody like to address any other things that we've forgotten so far?
I think I'd like to say one thing. There are so many individuals in this community who stood up and said, I'm willing to support and help and do. And I appreciate this radio station for doing that, as well as all the others. But I would like to thank Tom for offering us this opportunity. And there are so many that will remain unnamed, but thanks to all of them.
Thank you. We'd really like to, speaking of the TV station, not radio station, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's okay.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I know the difference, folks.
Yeah, right.
There had been talk in the past, and we don't need to get into it too deeply, other than I just wanted to share my thought that there were some discussions in the TV station getting involved in open mic night. And I'm really looking forward to maybe that actually
Oh,
happening
that'd be
one
great.
day.
Absolutely.
That would be great to have that televised for people to be able to see. It'd be
Yes.
better if you actually came down there and experienced it, but to get that out and promote it more.
But it's so expensive.
I know.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
only bad thing.
$2.
I know.
Where else can you go and have that much entertainment
Yeah.
and enjoyment for $2?
It's
And-
amazing the musical talent that this valley has.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
In fact, we have a couple of guys that come from well out of this valley just to enjoy that musical night, where amateur musicians get up and they have 2 or 3 songs where they can present their heart, their soul, and their talents to an audience of families. It's a great time.
And there are actually some that are doing recordings.
Yes.
I mean, they've released recordings
Some have
nationally.
actually released CDs.
Yeah. So
Yes.
it's good talent. Good talent. You ought to get down there and check it out. And then the Wednesday night, how expensive is it to come down for the movies?
Our classic movie nights are free.
Whoa.
We appreciate donations and so forth, but the movies are free, and it is not only classic movies, but it is a family night. We have fresh popcorn with a popcorn popper there for the families. We have
Wow.
the famous Crumville hot dogs, all beef, bigger than normal, that are absolutely delicious. Chips, drinks, sodas from the classic sodas from the Hill, down to other more normally found sodas. It's a great time for families to come down and just enjoy a real old-fashioned night at the movies.
Yep.
I've experienced their hot dogs, as you can tell. They are the best, and it's a great time to come in and just sit down and enjoy a movie with friends for free. And some of them, I mean, we've seen Annette Funicello and Frankie Avalon all the way to Doris Day and Rock Hudson, and many of these classic movies that are perfect for families that give you an opportunity to sit and enjoy it as a family. And if you don't have a family, you can come anyhow. It's
Yeah.
great fun.
And you mentioned it earlier, but I want to mention it again for the young people. You need to come out to this 70th anniversary and find out a little bit about your town, your city, your community, and the role that the USO building has played historically in this town. I would encourage you to come out. So get involved and come join the festivities.
I'll make one other very quick note. We are celebrating the 70th anniversary of the historic USO building opening, and we are rededicating that building in the Friday morning ceremony. But there's something else that ceremony will do. It will dedicate a new historic building. The Historical Society has restored a 110-year-old one-room schoolhouse, had it situated to the northeast of the historic USO building, and it is opening, being dedicated on Friday's ceremony as a Veterans Memorial Building. And it is ready to open to the public as a building that will commemorate the service and the lives of veterans associated with the Upper Mojave Desert. That is really important to many of us, a Veterans Memorial Building in this region. And we hope to make you all proud of it.
So, Robert, when did you graduate from that school building?
Oh, yeah. I think it was 1934.
Oh, okay.
So he was part of the early history of that
Yeah,
building,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Normally, on that weekend, we would have a feed to all the veterans and their families for, on the weekend of the Petroglyph Tour. We would normally do that for Veterans Day. We are going to postpone that and do it early in the spring so we can celebrate all of our veterans again at another time, because there's so many events that weekend on the Petroglyph Tour. And
Speaking of
the,
that, let's talk briefly. That's coming up next month, right?
yes,
The first part of the
weekend
month, the
of
7th and 8th, I think?
6th and 7th.
7th.
6th and
Yeah.
7th? Okay. And we're expecting quite a crowd for that.
I think there's going to be a huge crowd, and with the participation of all the many people again, I think they said last night when I heard a report from the RACVB, I'm trying to remember, but almost all the vendor positions are filled, and there's still room for some more. So if you've got something you want to come and share and sell, and this is a wonderful opportunity to talk to people in this community as well as many from outside the community. The hotels are expecting to be filled with people, and some have made many have made reservations already. So this is going to be a golden weekend between October and November. We're all going to be busy, and we expect you to come and help participate, because without you, we aren't here.
And we have another historic event happening, I think it's this month, a groundbreaking?
Oh, yes.
We are going to have a groundbreaking tomorrow at 2 o'clock for the new Walmart that's been long anticipated, and we are looking forward to that opportunity to welcome them to our community. And I encourage you to support them in any way you can, also remembering the businesses that are already located here. There is enough options, and I want everybody to spend their dollars locally, because it benefits you. When you go out of town and spend those dollars, it doesn't benefit anybody here.
That's right.
And your money spent here stays here.
Well, we want to thank you both for being with us tonight, and I hope the best for the event, the anniversary, and again for the Petroglyph coming up festival next month. But that's all the time we have for tonight. Join us next week for more Ridgecrest Talk right here on KZGN-TV, your local station. Good night, folks.
See ya.